Good morning. Today's lesson is about congruent figures and what congruency means. Our learning target, learn to identify congruent figures and to use congruence to solve problems. There's a triangle rule called the side rule that today's lesson is about. Example 1, identifying congruent figures in the real world. Identify any congruent figures. The squares in example A, the squares on a checkerboard are congruent. The checkers themselves are also congruent. B, the rings on a target are not congruent. Each ring is larger than the one inside of it. If all corresponding sides and angles of two polygons are congruent, then the polygons themselves are congruent. For triangles in particular, if the corresponding sides are congruent, by corresponding sides, I want to remind you that they are the same part of the polygon. If the polygons were rotated or reflected or transformed in any way, if you were to line them up so they looked like each other, the side lengths would be the same, they would be congruent. This is called the side rule. Because of this rule, when determining whether triangles are congruent, you only need to determine if the sides are congruent. Example 2, identifying congruent triangles. Please make note of the notation. This is red. Triangle ABC is red. Triangle ABC. This would be triangle EDF or FDE. Determine if the triangles are congruent. So here we're given side length AC. AC measures 3 meters. AB measures 4 meters. BC measures 5 meters. In looks like a similar triangle that's been reflected, we have side length DF, which is 3 meters, DE, which is 4 meters, and EF is 5 meters. Using the side rule, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF, or notice the notation, triangle ABC is congruent. It's an equal sign with a wave over the top of the equal sign, triangle DEF. If you flip or reflect one triangle, it will fit exactly over the other. For polygons with more than 3 sides, it is not enough to compare the measures of their sides. For example, the corresponding sides of the figures below, these quadrilaterals, are congruent, but the figures themselves are not congruent. If you know the two figures are congruent, you can find missing measures in the figures. Okay, these are not congruent because even though the parallel sides are 120 meters and the other pair is 70 meters, the angles themselves are not congruent, which makes this quadrilateral, aka a rectangle, is not congruent to this quadrilateral, which is a parallelogram, because their angles are not congruent or the same measurement. Therefore, they are not. But the angle, finding the missing angle measure does hold true as well, though, using our angle sum formula. Example 3, using congruence to find missing measures, determine the missing measure in each set of congruent polygons. Okay, the corresponding angles of congruent polygons are congruent. So corresponding means they are the same part of the polygon in the reflected or the transformed polygon. Here we have two congruent trapezoids. If I were to slide this trapezoid over on top of this one, they would match up. So this angle here is congruent to this angle over here. Let me make some notations here. Okay, so this angle right here, 87 degrees, is paired up with this angle here. So notice the notation too. I've identified the arc of the angle and I put 1 dash. That means these two angles are congruent. Here I have another pair of congruent or corresponding angle. This angle of this trapezoid corresponds with this angle over here, and they are congruent because they measure the same. And therefore this angle, this is a pair of corresponding angles, and then therefore the missing one would be 93 degrees. Okay, so that's how you can use corresponding incongruence of polygons to find missing measurements. You can also apply that to sides that are not triangles. The corresponding sides of a congruent polygons are congruent. So even though these are two polygons, they are congruent. You need to match up their corresponding sides to find the missing measure. So you can if you can rotate your eyes, this one needs to be rotated maybe 45 degrees on center, and then the sides would match up. So this side right here of this polygon on the left corresponds with this side over here. Because these polygons are congruent, the missing side length is 3 centimeters. So let's take a look at some example ones. Identify any congruent figures. In example 2, determine whether the triangles are congruent, just yes or no. And example 3, determine the missing measure in each set of congruent polygons. Take a look at these independent practice questions and enter your answers when the video pauses and gives you the opportunity to type in your answers. In set 1, identify any congruent figures. In set 2, determine whether the triangles are congruent or not. In set 3, determine the missing measures in each set of congruent polygons. And just a reminder that congruent means the same when it comes to geometric shapes. That means the sides and the angles are the same, even though the figure has been transformed, whether it's been reflected, rotated. Some more independent practice. The directions for set 15, 16, 17, and 18 tell the minimum amount of information needed to determine whether the figures are congruent. In other words, if you know you have two triangles, do you need more information about those two triangles to determine their congruency? If you have two squares, do you need more information to determine yes or no, congruent? Two rectangles, two pentagons. Number 19 and 20 refer to some images on the screen. Surveying in the figure, trees A and B are on opposite sides of the stream. Jamil wants to string a rope from one tree to the other. Triangles ABC and DEC are congruent. They give you that information. What is the distance between the trees? Number 20, hobbies in the quilt block, which figures appear to be congruent? Here's a little to extend your knowledge here in questions 21, 22, and 23. Choose a strategy. Angie and her brother Art walked to school along the routes in the figure. They started at 7:40 a.m. and walked at the same rate. Who arrived first? Write about it. You do not need to do number 22. In number 23, you can, if you want to, enter your answer, but if all the angles in two triangles have the same measure, are the triangles necessarily congruent? You can give that one a try.